Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Penguins TV. Just about a minute ago here, I finished watching the Montreal Canadiens at the Vegas Golden Knights. And Grissom, the kitty's trying to get out. You'll have to wait till the video's done, Grissom. Really fun game to watch from my perspective, because at this point now, I'm rooting for the underdogs. Islanders, Tampa. I hope it goes 7. This series, I was hoping it was going to go 7, but now I'm like, geez, I kind of want the underdogs to wrap it up in 6 because they won tonight. So Montreal just won. Let me tell you a little bit about this game. First 5 minutes in, Vegas was a little bit better team. Not a lot better, but definitely better. But from that point on, from the 5-minute mark of the first period, all the way to the end of the second, Montreal was a better team. And in the first, Montreal made it so that Vegas had difficulty really getting past the center line. They were getting Vegas to cough up a lot of pucks at their own blue line and at center. And then what would happen is Montreal would regroup at their own blue line, send it back in, and they would chip it in over and over again from the Vegas blue line. So what happened was Vegas was constantly going back behind Marc-Andre Fleury to get pucks in the first period. And it had a real effect on the game. Montreal was more aggressive in the first period. They weren't getting a lot more shots, but they were aggressive forecheck. They threw more hits. They were more imposing. And it felt like Vegas never got their game going, ever. Vegas was probably the better team in the third period. They were the better team in the third period. They were more aggressive. They got a goal. But Montreal relaxed a little bit. You could even argue they were better, but I think Vegas was better in the third. But it was too little too late. Montreal was just certainly the better team tonight. No question about it. Marc-Andre Fleury was not good enough. Robin Lehner will be starting Game 6. Carey Price was great. And Montreal was just the better team right from the hop, basically. More aggressive. Their system was played better and it was implemented better. And Vegas just couldn't seem to counter it. Vegas couldn't seem to counter Montreal's system tonight and the deployment of it. It just seemed like every time you turn around, Montreal was chipping the puck back in from the blue line in behind the net. And every time Vegas tried to get back out at their own blue line or at their red line, Montreal had it back at their blue line, got it up to their forwards, chipped it in from the blue line back behind the net again. So if you're a Canadiens fan, you are thrilled with this game. This was a very encouraging game. This makes you believe the Habs could wrap this up on Thursday night. So let's see what happens. Tomorrow night I'll be back on Twitch, and I'll certainly be back here on YouTube with Game 6 of Tampa in the Islanders in New York. Islanders must win. I don't think they're going to. I think that 8-0 loss was too demoralizing. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that series goes 7. But I'm expecting the Islanders to Tampa Bay to win tomorrow night. But I hope it's a good game. Hope the Islanders win it and push it to 7. And then I'll be back Thursday night again. So, very encouraging game. There was another, I couldn't believe a missed call in this game. Referee was standing right in front of Pietrangelo and Toffoli, and like right in front of him, like a couple feet away, right there staring at him. And Petro was on his butt, and he had his arm wrapped around Toffoli's leg, and Toffoli was trying to jump out of it, and couldn't, and there was no call. It was 2-0 at that point already, Montreal, and then someone else got called in Vegas for something else. So, and then Montreal scored and made it 3-0. But I'm not a ref beater. You'll never hear me say the ref cost anybody the game. I just don't believe in that. I think it's all even in the end. Yes, there are bad calls here and there are bad calls there, but overall they do a tremendous job in a very difficult situation. Bad calls go against both teams. Good calls go with both teams. So you never hear me say that. But I will say this. It is surprising, some of the calls that have been missed this round. This one tonight just made me scratch my head. I was like, how is that not a penalty? That's not a hockey play. That's not an anything play. Holding a guy's leg while you're sitting on your butt. I just couldn't believe the referee was staring at him and didn't call it. But it is what it is. Okay, let's cover some stats here and tell the tale of the tape. And let's see what we've got right here. Let's click on that and see what happens here. By the way, my artwork tonight, I think that's the best Vegas logo I've done yet. I've done 4 or 5 of them now. That's my favorite on camera. I think it looks really cool. I know it's not perfect, but I really dig it. I think it looks great. Montreal one, it looks like I drew it when I was 8, but I drew it tonight. Not my best Montreal logo, but I think it's my best Vegas logo, right? Okay. Let's check some stats here. Here we go. First period scoring. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, his 5th of the playoffs, assisted by Josh Anderson and Paul Byron. Anderson's first assist of the playoffs, Paul Byron's 3rd assist of the playoffs. You've been hearing me say it the whole series. If Montreal's going to win this series, Josh Anderson has to play a role, a big role. Drive into the net 2-3 times like that every game and get a couple goals. Well, not only did he finally do that the other night when I said it has to happen, he got 2 that night, the tying goal with 2 minutes left and the winner in overtime. Tonight he drove the net, and he had a guy draped all over the back of him, and it squirted out awkwardly to the from where Fleury saved it back into the middle of the blue paint because Fleury was off to the side on the one-on-one break. And Kotkaniemi came in and just banged it in with a defender right on him too. Nice goal, and Anderson deserves all the credit for that one. Second period, Eric Staal with just a beautiful wrist shot from the high slot. His 2nd of the playoffs, assisted by Suzuki, his 7th assist of the playoffs. Tyler Toffoli, his 8th assist of the playoffs. And then, of course, that was at 6:32 of the second. At 9:49 of the second, Cole Caulfield on a one-timer, his 3rd of the playoffs. It was a power play, as I mentioned. Corey Perry's 6th assist, just a great pass. Corey Perry dropped it back, drew 2 defenders, and Caulfield buried his 3rd of the playoffs. It was a power play goal. Corey Perry's 6th assist, Nick Suzuki's 8th assist. And just like that, it's 3-0. And really, there was no looking back after Montreal went up 2-0, in my opinion. In the 3rd period, Max Pacioretty scored that really nice wrist shot. He came out of the face-off circle, had the puck, went to wrist it, and just missed it. Recollected it about 2-3 feet later and just wired it. Right side, blocker side on Price, no chance, really. Pacioretty's 5th of the playoffs. He now has 10 points in 12 games in this playoffs this year. Nicholas Waugh's 5th assist as well, who's been one of their better forwards. And now Vegas now has a whopping 4 goals from its forwards in this series. 3 from the 3rd line and 1 from Pacioretty. Not good enough, but Montreal looks great. So that was the tail of the tape, the goal scoring. Let's check a little bit of team comparisons. I like to do this. A little bit of a shorter video tonight. Let's see what we got here. Team comparison, shots on goal, 27 for Vegas, 26 for Montreal, and that's because Vegas put a big push on in the 3rd. First period of shots were 6-6, perfect Montreal game. Shots in the 2nd were 11-9 for Montreal. Shots in the 3rd were 12-8 for Vegas. Okay, Vegas was 0 for 2 in the power play. Montreal has now killed like 29 straight power plays. They're the highest rated penalty kill in NHL playoff history with a minimum of 14 games in the 3rd round. Most efficient penalty kill in NHL history. Very impressive. Wouldn't it be neat if Tampa's one of their better power plays in recent NHL playoff history against Montreal's best penalty kill in playoff history were to meet in the final? Wouldn't that be a neat storyline? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Montreal was 1 for 2 on the power play. Let's see. Face-offs won. 34 for Vegas, 25 for Montreal. Hits, 44 for Montreal and 35 for Vegas. Blocks, 18 for Montreal and 8 for Vegas. So just like that, Montreal was the better team. They're up 3-2. It's exciting. Game 6 Thursday night. I'll be here. Come check us out on Twitch. Come check out my videos. It really means a lot if you consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow, and that's what I want to do with this. I want to be doing this for years to come. So your likes mean a lot, your comments mean a lot, and your subscriptions mean a ton. So if you have any questions, ask me down below. I don't know, comments, questions, whatever. I respond to most of them within a few hours. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, go do it. Hurts for a split second. You don't even know it's over. Your arm's a little sore for a few days. It's the right thing to do for all of us, in my opinion. Be good to yourself. Mental health, I say this at the end of every video. I know what that's all about. Depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. So be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Be easy on yourself. If you can, be good to someone else too. Have a great night. We'll see you back here in 24 hours, less than 24 hours. We'll see you soon. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.